Hey guys, Chaps here, and it's time for another developer stream recap. As a warning, TC's audio was out of sync at the beginning, just bear with it and hopefully they fix it. As with most streams, it was Dana and Tyrus again this week, so it was mostly casual conversation. So with that said, here's the news portions of it clipped out. Enjoy!
Obviously, we're aware of the crash issues. There's a couple of things that we've identified. One is there's something in PvE. So for the PvE players, there is something that is causing that to happen. So we're looking at how quickly we can get that fix out to resolve that issue. And then for the other one, we think is actually connected to a broader Xbox Live thing that's happening right now that is creating some circumstances which people are crashing. So we are, those are the two main likely causes for what's going on with the crashes right now. Obviously, the Xbox Live one is a bit tricky because right now it looks like it's working through and resolving itself, but it's kind of a little beyond our, it's outside of our control. And like I said, the PvE one, we believe we've identified it. The trick is it a client, is it a client-side fix that requires a title update, or is it a server-side fix, something that we can do on our side that won't impact you guys? So depending what's going on with those two things, we'll let you know, but that's kind of where we are with that. When is the next PvE stream? I believe when Michael Shannon was on just last week, we answered some PvE questions at the end, and the feedback we got from him was he wanted to let... what he was saying is he wanted to let you guys play it for a little bit longer. We discussed coming back in the next year, like in a month or so, where he can come back on and you guys have played it for a bit, and then the conversations will be a little bit more fruitful as you get used to the new metas, the new changing, and then the discussion can be a little bit more informed. Does TC have a stance on macros yet? Oh my God! So we had conversations around that. And I'm going to be honest with you, with all of the craziness that was going on with like Op5 and New Game Plus and Tactics, that conversation probably, at least on my side, it still may be happening internally, has died down. So I need to do a follow-up on that. Thank you for reminding me, because that is something that of there. First of all, we are rejigging our re-ups, so stay tuned for that soon.
It's about time, but honestly, this re-up change has been coming for a year now, so I'm not really sure when we should expect it.
Any ideas when total kills for each game mode will be added to the stats page? The team is working on some of the stats stuff for the web page. Right now, we're looking at a bunch of things, and I have to check with the dev team on what their scope is and when they're going to, the web team, not the dev team, the web dev team, the team that runs our website, when they're going to be able to get all of those things up. I know we had a big meeting the other day, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, about potentially enhancing that whole War Journal stats aspect on the web page, and hopefully making it a better experience for you guys. Any news on TC partners or application responses? Yeah, Matt. So there was for those of you that are YouTube people, you'll notice that when you submitted an application, you got like an error message. And there is an authentication problem that we were having with YouTube that we sent in like hey, we're having an issue, and we were waiting for a response from them. I believe the response just came through. I don't want to just do Twitch only. I want to make sure that we're looking at holistically all of the parties. So going through, and I'm trying to identify a few people that I know of intuitively, but I don't want to go and make any broad sweeping things around TCA stuff until we can get that figured out. The hope is it will be done very, very, very soon, so we can get an update, get that updated, so we can clean out some of the more dormant TCA partners and get in a fresh blood. And then come in January, once we get back for a few weeks, we want to start looking at ways that we can recognize and celebrate some of the, comparatively the non-partners, the tier below the partners.
Okay, so a lot to unload here. Let's start with him saying that they want to get the YouTube thing up and running because they don't want it to just be Twitch. Since when was the Coalition Army supposed to be just about YouTube and Twitch? Maybe it's changed, but when it first launched, it included cosplays, community groups, and fan sites, artists, and basically all spectrums of the fanbase. It's kinda lame if they're limiting the partner thing to only YouTube and Twitch now. Yeah, I get that it's harder to set up a partner type thing for cosplays and fan groups and stuff like that, and maybe it doesn't need to be the same partner type level, but they've been dropping the ball on all of these other groups, and I feel that they need to do something there. Overall, everything that they're saying shows them moving in the right direction, at least when compared to how it was for the past year or so, but I can't help but point out how far away it is from what it could and arguably should be based on how it was originally pitched.
Gears Pop achievement updates. The team is at Media, so our publishing team here, we all had a big chat with the folks at Mediatonic, and we are aware of the concerns around really, or the desire for the level 20 character and then the level 20 pin, those achievements. And that is something that we're looking at. Don't have any news on announcements of that, but we understand that you guys that sense is out there. The current Tour of Duty requires someone to win a ranked free-for-all match. Can this be modified to a place top 3 type of thing? I'll pass that along to Andy. I think that's a good one. I think winning a free-for-all match is pretty as someone who has not won a lot of free-for-all matches, that's a tricky one. So we'll flag that. I know that we're going to be changing the gridiron ones because obviously gridiron is not one that's playable right now. So the gridiron ones are going to get removed as well, or not removed, but changed into something else. Now that characters are no longer tied to classes, is there any way for players to acquire the character-specific items like the banner? I'm not sure I understand what that question is. I may ask for a follow-up on Reddit on that one.
Spoken like a man who truly knows the PvE side of the game. To put it simply, for those who don't play PvE, each class had banners and sprays and stuff associated with some of the higher levels. As an example, I had a Lonnie banner that I unlocked by reaching a high level with the Lonnie class. Now that those characters aren't linked to the classes, I'm not sure if there's a way to earn those items now. Maybe it's still in there, or maybe it's just a different method. I don't know. I just copy and pasted a question that someone typed.
We like the 4v4 because we feel it's a really nice balance of teamwork, but it still allows for the player to go and shine individually and have those heroic moments. We think it works well. We think it is a good balance from that standpoint. I know John was a good example of someone that was strongly in the 5v5 camp, but has come around. Is that correct, John?
Man, I didn't like the idea at all. I thought, Gears right now, it's frantic, it's quick, it's supposed to be chaotic. And I didn't like the idea for a long time. When we had the developer playlist, I was like, I don't quite find myself here. But then when the operation rolled out and I started playing more and more 4v4, it actually won me over. I think I explained before, but I feel exactly like you said, there's more intent in the things that I do, and there's more, a little bit more strategy. So I feel like I have more control over what's going on around me, because I also know better what my teammates are doing. It's something that I found personally, appealing from this, on the 4v4 side, is that the intent, the strategy, all of that, I think it comes into play pretty well.
Hey, Dana, we getting a new Octopus replacement soon? Hopefully, we have something to announce early in the new year. We found someone that we really like. We're just kind of going through the process, so hopefully we'll be able to talk about that. And as much as you guys are excited about that, nobody is more excited than this guy right here. So, can we have the Scorcher in campaign? No. That one would require a bunch of work for us to go back and retroactively add it. It's not something as simple as that.
I'm sure it's a lot of work, but in addition to that, it also sort of changes the story or the canon of the game. I'd love it if they added it to the New Hope section of the game, even if it was just as an Easter egg weapon or something. But yeah, even if they could easily do it, I really don't think they should.
Why don't we have a control scheme with a dedicated roll button? I feel like this question has been there and this has been answered as well.
I just want to butt in here and say that no, this hasn't been answered. It's been brought up before, and Dana has said that they should hold on to it until the proper person is on. But then when the proper person is on, they either don't use the questions from the thread, or they skip over the follow-up questions. So yeah, it's been mentioned before, but no, it has not been answered.
Everything that I've been told is the intention is to so that you're doing the right action. So when you're not just spamming and pressing a button, that you're having to understand distances and to use it appropriately. Now I know with some of the remapping it gets a little bit trickier. I can go back and ask that, but that's sort of the question that I got. I know that I'm pretty sure this is a Chaps question because I feel like he pops by the stream and asks this one a bunch. That is the explanation I've been given. I can go back and ask about it again, but that's kind of where we are.
Yep, as Dana guessed, that was my question, and I still don't really feel comfortable with that answer. He mentioned remapping, so that's one aspect, but then they even have the shooter control scheme, which completely invalidates all the other points he was just making. Also, I say that it's my question because I'm the one who typed it, but honestly, this has been asked by many fans for multiple games now. I might not agree with their answer, but I strongly feel that this is something that deserves a proper answer from someone like Jonathan Taylor or Jamie or just anyone who works on that type of thing. I just hate hearing these cop-out answers.
Why is the Jinbot character allowed in Guardian? It can be very confusing, deceptive. That's an excellent question, and I'm going to bring that up to the team to see if that's something that we can fix, because I think that is, I think that's a very valid point. Can we get an extra Master skin for hitting Master if we already had the Lancer Nasher snub from previous seasons? Grinding to Master feels pointless if we already have those skins. I can ask Andy about if there's anything he's doing to rejig that, and I'll let you know if there are any plans for that.
And that's going to do it for this week's recap. Hopefully you all found this helpful. It's always funny seeing how short these recaps are compared to the actual stream. That said, as usual, the full stream is linked below in case you want to check it out. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will catch you next time.